After years of training, I came to the conclusion that if I put a little bit more effort into how I look, put on a cute fit, maybe put on some tan, then my workouts will go significantly better. And I know that people will disagree with me, and I fully understand it because honestly, if you want to take the best care of your skin, then definitely don't wear makeup to the gym because the dirt and the sweat, it will just get trapped and then it will cause clogged pores and breakouts. Same with tan, like it's just another layer on top of your skin. You should allow it to breathe. However, you just cannot beat the feeling of having a fresh layer of tan and then training your legs, like seeing I feel like it helps with a little bit of extra muscle definition. You know, when I put on a bit of makeup and I accidentally stare at myself in the mirror, I don't like freak out because I feel like I look sick or tired and I'm like, what am I even doing here? I don't know. That being said, though, you should take extra good care of your skin. I feel like when you're wearing makeup to the gym, and what has been saving me, honestly, I don't know if it will work for you. Obviously, like every skin is different, but I've been using those toning reps, exfoliating reps. I don't even want to say reps. I wanted to say pads. I think it's called toning pads by Zoe Skin. They're expensive, but they work so well. Every time I get hormonal breakouts, because ever since stopping birth control, I've been getting hormonal breakouts like 1 week out of my cycle. And when I use it, it calms it down so much more. And then I've also been using it on areas where I tend to break out in general because of like the makeup, or sometimes I even use it on my shoulders because with the tan, sometimes that clogs pores, and I just try to use it to kind of maintain a clear skin. So I'll pop a photo in the video so you know exactly what product I'm talking about because I don't really know the exact name. But anyways, I was supposed to be doing a glute and hamstring session today because it's part of my Hourglass program. But I was scrolling through my phone and I was looking at old footage of myself. And to be fair, I never look at old footage of myself. I've never watched any videos back. I can't do it. I don't know. Like, I only watch it when I edit it and then I upload it and I'm like done with the footage, because even when I don't edit it right away, like I don't even want to edit it anymore, and there are so many things that I filmed that never saw daylight because if it lays around for too long, I find a million reasons why I shouldn't upload it and then I just never do, which you probably know seeing my upload frequency on YouTube. That was not what I was going to say. What I was going to say is I was scrolling on my phone and I saw all this old footage of myself because I was editing. It wasn't yesterday's vlog for you, it was the day before because I'm 2 days behind. So it was that vlog where I'm showing like footage from 2020, and I was seeing all that footage back, and my quad definition is so strong there that I was like, I am going to train quads today, and quads aren't necessarily on the menu with Hourglass, but seeing that definition, it just made me want to train quads. The reason why the definition there was so strong is because I was a lot more leaner then. So when you don't have a fat, like a layer of fat covering your muscles, it's a lot easier to see the definition because they don't have another layer to basically have to pop through, which is why genetics matter in general. Because for example, myself, I don't store or tend to store fat tissue on my abdominal area, so, or at least not, it's not the first place that I store my fat. So what that means is that if, let's say, my body fat percentage is 20%, I might still have visible abs because that fat is just distributed somewhere else. Whereas if you tend to store your fat on your stomach first, then maybe you have a really hard time with showing your abs even when your body fat percentage is significantly lower than 20% if you were to be a female. Doesn't mean that you can't get a good results based on genetics, right? Also, you are your own competition. So it is the version that you could have been, the highest version of yourself versus, the lowest version of yourself, or maybe even your current version, and then just trying to improve yourself. So in that sense, it doesn't really matter what your genetics are. It's just the cards that you have been dealt with. Doesn't mean that you cannot progress and you cannot beat yourself and become your own best version. But regardless, genetics do matter. But again, long story short, I store fat on my legs, especially my quads, my lower legs. I don't think I'll ever see my calves, which is just what it is. Like, you can't change that. But therefore, when I gain weight, it's actually harder for me to see my quads, even though my quads now are much stronger and probably significantly bigger than they were in 2020. I actually have more definition then, I would say, than I have now. But seeing that footage, it just made me want to train quads. So what I'm doing is I'm going to the database of my app and I'm just picking a quad focus workout from the Transform program, because that one actually has balanced leg days instead of more glute and hamstring focused. So that's what I'm doing, quads and calves. And then we're just having a fun session, kind of deviating off of my program, which is absolutely fine because you're still moving your body. That's all that matters. So I'm drinking my pre, and then I'll meet you in the gym. I'm already getting tingles from this pre-workout, and I only had like 1/4 of it just because it's been so warm. Yesterday as well. That's why I have the window open now. I'm like, again, this is my warm up. Me sitting in my car talking to the camera for 5 to 10 minutes is my new warm up, as long as it is still sunny here in the Netherlands, which is great. It's a great way to warm up. Feels very effortless. But I'll meet you in the gym to hit some quads. Cheers. I am actually not okay because I have so many tintles in my feet, in my hands, in my face. It's from the pre-workout, because usually I've just been doing half a scoop and I got a full scoop now. I don't know why I got a full scoop. I know why. Because I ran out of coffee, so I thought maybe if I do a full scoop, it will help me. It's so intense that I thought, let's just start with a seated leg curl, because I feel that doing some exercises with weight will actually help me get rid of the tingles. Whereas if I were just to do mobility now, I don't think I would, like, it would not be okay. So seated leg curls to warm up the knees. With the next exercise that we're doing, it's really important that you try to form a straight line from your knees to the top of your head, and then you gradually lower yourself as slow as you can go while maintaining that form and then coming up. So if you need a little bit more support, you can use a resistance band. The great thing about resistance bands is that the resistance will help you, but it also, the degree to which it helps depends on where you're at in the movement. So with this exercise, since the resistance band is attached to the squat rack, when I'm at the bottom of the movement, which is where it's the hardest for me to come up, the resistance band will be at its peak performance to help me. So that's really great. This is also, generally speaking, a really great exercise for quads, but I'm using it to warm up and to activate my quads, pre-exhaust them, just make sure that I can feel them with the next exercises that I'm doing. In the previous video where I did the hack squat, I said that I would try doing it with a yoga block next time, because the hack squat actually doesn't allow me to hit that full deep stretch in my quads, which is very optimal if you want to grow them, just because, like, the way that it is built, my legs are too short. Basically, it's my fault. I'm too short for the machine. But I thought if I would put a yoga block like in the back of the seat, obviously, like, it would be a little bit deeper for me. However, I just tried it. It really doesn't work, because when I put the yoga block in the back, obviously you'll now have a very different point of where all the force is coming together, and the seat is actually, I don't know if you can see it, but it's actually kind of curved very nicely. So it's really good for not getting a lot of stress on like your spine. But when I put the yoga block there, it just felt completely off. So I guess I could still go to 90 degrees, just not really below that, but I'll just work it with the highest way that I can. What I will do though is that I'll grab my other shoes, my Metcons, because they have a better grip at the sole. They have a flat base. So that actually helps me a lot when I try to lift heavy, you know, to feel like safe and secure. So I'll grab those and then we'll see what we will end up lifting on the hex squat machine. I just did the hex squat with 2 plates each side and my quads are dead. I didn't think I would was able to do it. Well, obviously I did because otherwise I wouldn't have done it, but I was like thinking that I would push myself. They felt a bit rusty though because I couldn't fully control it. You would hear me touch the base of the hex squat. Ideally, I wouldn't want to hear it being hit because it means that I can't really control the negative as much as I would like to. But still, sometimes it's good to push yourself because then you know next time you have that trust in yourself that you're actually able to do that weight. So that feels really good. So now I'm moving on to the leg press, quad focus, so doing a closer stance a little bit lower. And I think I'll do leg extensions after because I can't really do a unilateral exercise. My quads are they're giving up. Listen to your body, it's important. But then I'll do some calf raises and we'll call it the end of the day. We're having pizza tonight and it's all I can think about. And sleep. Those 2 things, that's it. The leg extension is our final ingredient for our quad pump for today, which, to be fair, my quads are feeling like they are going to tear in a good way, not in a bad way, not in an injury way, but in a pumped way. But I'm doing leg extensions and then we're doing 1 exercise for calves and then we call it a day.